GZM Shows and the creators of 6 Minutes are rolling out their newest audio adventure with the podcast Discovering Dad. A cautious single dad with a secret past and his rebellious kids embark on a thrilling quest complete with hidden treasure, villains, and a family curse. New episodes of Discovering Dad roll out weekly starting June 11th on Apple Podcasts. Follow the show so you never miss an episode, or listen early and ad-free as a GZM Shows subscriber. Go to gzmshows.com to learn more.
Hi, I'm Alexis Ohanian. You may know me as one of the co-founders of Reddit, but more recently, a large part of my identity is being a father to my wonderful daughters. In my podcast, Business Dad, I hope to open the conversation about working parents a bit. You'll get to hear from a wide range of business dads, from Rainn Wilson and Guy Raz to Todd Carmichael and Shane Battier, to find out how they balance being a dad with a successful career. Business Dad is available now, so be sure to listen and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
And now, listen to this on the Toddcast podcast.
Buckcherry has been around since 1995, coming up on 30 years as a band. And over the years, you've heard them pump out some massive radio hits: Lit Up, Crazy Bitch, Sorry, to name a few. They're now 9 albums in. Their latest, Hellbound, was released in June of 2021. And when their singer Josh Todd was a guest, we talked about COVID and making an album and releasing it during a pandemic, how he used some of the pandemic downtime to become a certified phlebotomist. Look that up. We talked about the shows that he was binge watching. We made him pick the albums that he'd need on a deserted island, the music that he grew up with. We talked about jamming with Slash, Duff McKagan, and Matt Sorum prior to Velvet Revolver hitting the scene. He talked about gambling roulette. Rod Stewart and the Eagles both came up. And Josh talked about his first concert, seeing the Ramones. Listen to this.
The Ramones, Fender's Ballroom in Long Beach, California.
Wow, like nothing like, let's set that bar.
Yeah. It was a really crazy night for me. A lot of things happened that night. I lost my shoe in the pit, right? I had like slip-on Vans on and I lost my shoe. And so I thought my foot was getting trampled, and I'm like, all I thought was I got to get out of this pit before, I lose my foot or something, It was actually pretty terrifying. And I got out of it finally. And I still didn't have a shoe on. And all I did was walked to the back of the club and I just sat down against the wall while the Ramones were still playing. And I was just exhausted. I was so glad to be out of the pit. And at that point in time, the punk rock kids and the skinheads would fight. There would be these big fights sometimes, and you never knew when they were going to erupt. So kind of had a thing against, wasn't really into, the skinheads, they were kind of mean. And so I was sitting there against the wall. I was just like this little like surf punk kid. And this big skinhead started walking towards me. And I'm like, my inner voice is like, fuck, here it goes. This guy's going to start some shit with me. And he didn't say anything to me. He sat down next to me and he just lit up a joint and then he passed it to me. And, we smoked a joint and I was like, fuck yeah, man, this is it. I was like, this is fucking my people, man. Like, I just had such a good time that night, and then it was so funny because I smoked this joint with a skinhead and I just sat there and waited it out. Everybody cleared out of the club. And then you saw my shoe sitting right in the middle of the fucking general admission floor right there in front of the stage. And I just went over, grabbed it, put it on and left. That was my night.
Listen to this on the Toddcast podcast is brought to you by Tedco RV Supplies in Langley, an ICBC approved repair shop. Visit them on Facebook and Twitter at Tedco RV Supplies.
Talmor, Sheshin Marachi. Talmor is my home. My family have worked the land for generations. My gran says the island does not belong to us, but we belong to the island. And we must be ready, for a great evil is coming, and death follows with it.
Listen and subscribe to the latest season of Undertow, The Harrowing, a Storyglass production presented by Realm, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.